up here. I'll tell you, if you look just a little bit off to the left there, right at the water's edge, you see a mound of dirt and grass and stuff there beside that dead palm tree.
Yes.
That was last year's alligator's nest. I'd say last year's because she hasn't came back this year yet to lay a nest. Now we think. Oh, now the reason that is if you live down here, you know we had a drought.
Yeah, we were here at the end of April. This was more mud than water.
Yeah, this was all dry, right? Yeah. We got like 6 inches of rain over a period of 7 months, and we usually get 6 to 8 inches a month in the dry season. Then a tropical depression stalled out over top of us, and in 4 days we got 15.5 inches of rain, and now we almost got too much rain, too much water, because the Everglades drains, but it has a flow rate for every 7 miles, it drops 1 inch. So there's not a lot of water flow. It just has to gradually trickle out of here. But this nest last year had 43 eggs, and 42 of them hatched out.
Wow.
The mama that laid this eggs, we're guessing she was about 10, 11 years old, because this should be her 6th year coming back to this nest. And our alligators start having babies when they're about 6 years old, and they will lay anywhere between 20 to 50 eggs at a time once a year. And they do that all the way until sometime it's that magic 40 number, sometimes 38, sometimes 42. Mother Nature taps them on the tail and says, "That's it now. There you go. You're not doing no more." So then it quit. But out of those 42 eggs that hatched out this year, maybe 2 will make it to be an adult. It's that hard on them. It's just tough. They're actually a little less than 6 inches long when they're first born, so they're kind of an easy target. All your wading birds, the egrets, the herrings, the cranes, they just fly in, grab one, take off again. Your bald eagle, osprey, falcon, hawk. We have owls down here. We have 3 types of fish big enough to eat them. We actually have 5 types of snakes big enough to eat them. So it's kind of tough on the little guys. So Mother Nature gives them these islands. There's not a lot of land, there's none of this. Mostly it's just mangrove like these. Water flows all the way through and right out the other side. They get back in there. The bigger predators can't go after them back there. The alligators can't, the bigger male alligators can't go after them back in there because it's just too crowded. So that's their best chance of surviving. There's tons of food in there to eat. We have no shortage of lizards here in Florida. We have insects everywhere. We have grasshoppers in the springs that's as big as my finger, and they got lots of stuff to eat. So we just need to stay in there and behave themselves. When they get out in open water, you'll never see them there twice. You might see them once, and you'll never see them there again. Something will get them before you come around next time around. So it's tough on them, but 2 doesn't sound like very much, but I'll help you with a little math problem. Back in 2015, they counted the amount of alligators that were in Florida, estimated and counted, and they came up with 1.5 million. So there's 1 male for every 8 to 10 females. So let's say out of every 10, we're getting 15 babies surviving. And we got 1.5 million. We got no shortage of gators. Yeah, they're actually doing way better than I thought until I did that now. But yeah, well, that doesn't sound like very much. I knew they lost quite a bit, but until I took this job, kind of got into it. Everything I knew was what my grandfather told me. And he always had a word to the wise that said, "Don't get around a female in the nest." Period. They are ferocious mothers. They will literally eat through a tree to get to you. You hear one of them little babies cry out, she's there in a heartbeat. Now, a neat thing about the alligator's nest, a lot of people don't know, is the alligator, when she builds up the nest, she'll kind of bolt it on top, put grass in there and lay her eggs in it. Then she'll put grass and sticks on top to give it support. Then she uses her nose just like a shovel. She'll scoop it sideways, get a bunch of it, take it up and dump it on top. The amount of sand and mud she puts on top is important because that will determine if it's a male or female nest. The temperature inside that nest will determine the sex of the babies, just like a sea turtle out on the beach. If it averages above 91 degrees Fahrenheit, it will be all males. If it averages below 87 degrees Fahrenheit, it will be all females. Very, very seldom they ever get a mixed hatch. I asked the guys at Fish and Game, they said they had duplicated it in an environment, but they've never been able sand on top. If we need females, then he put a lot of sand there to make it cooler. Mother Nature's pretty cool, but we just leave it alone. Quit messing with it. They know what they're doing. Last year we had a joke about this alligator that she was building like the Taj Mahal. She was building it way up high. I'm like, man, that's really a high nest for an alligator. And last year we had a record rainfall in June, July, August, September. And then we went right into a drought. So it's either feast or famine for us down here.
So what time of year will she come back and lay?
Well, we're running close right now. This is the beginning of August. She should be building a nest now and getting ready to lay the eggs. Or we have seen them go as late as the first couple of weeks of September, because it takes 60 days incubation. And it depends on when they made it. The guys at Fish and Game said it's going to be way off. Cause all of our alligators that hang around here, they all moved north. There's a lake up there, I guess, about 12.5 miles north. And the guys brought us in pictures from the Fish and Game. You couldn't even see the water for the alligators just stacked on top of each other.
Yeah,
That's the only fresh water that was around here.
Oh, because of the drought.
Everything evaporated, and what was left was just salt water, pure salt. Alligators don't like salt water. And our little mammals that we had, with possums, raccoons, squirrels, rats, mice, rabbits, they all left because there was nothing for them to drink. There was no fresh water here. There was a little bit in that lake out back, but they said that it was getting up to about 40% salt. And that's a man-made lake that's dug that I think it's like 13.5 foot deep. So we thought there was enough fresh water coming into it to support it, but it got up to about 40%. All right, I'm going to take you around the other side of this little island. We got a little girl over here that might be building a nest way back up inside that'll come out and say hi every now and then if she's not busy. And after that, we'll take you through the tunnel. We have a creek channel that flows right through an island, and the island grows up over top of us. That's a cool place as you're going in to take a picture, because it's just like going into a tunnel. What it is, it's an island tunnel. Sneak around the guy here. In the mangroves there, and that's usually where she comes out of. Either the one here a little bit to the left or the one a little bit farther ahead of her to the right. And then she may say, you know how hot it is out there, guys? I ain't coming out in that heat. Alligators do not like the heat as much as they all live in the south. They don't, once it gets over 90, buddy, you don't think they get hard to find. She was here on my first ride, but I haven't seen her since my last two. I would take you down to the tunnel then. Who was it? Jack Benny said they never want to work with kids or pets. They never show up on time. All right, let's take you a little shade. tell everybody, welcome to the inside of my island. This is my favorite spot out here. It's nice, it's quiet, it's peaceful. Till an airboat goes blowing by. Now, areas like this and this area here, this is home to everything that is little in the Everglades. The baby alligators live back in places like this. The crocodiles do. All the small fish come back up in here and hide to get away from the predators. Small insects, snakes, everything. Possums, raccoons. This is Charlie over here on the right. Charlie's just here to remind everybody, don't stand up when the boat's moving. And if you're left out here at night, that's what you look like in the morning, because the mosquitoes will suck you dry. Mosquitoes are not really awful. During the daytime, they ain't too bad. They're not bad now. Now this happens to be a red mangrove forest. Red mangrove is the tallest and the biggest of the 3 mangroves we have here. We have red, we have black, and white. But the red mangrove, the native Seminoles refer to the red mangrove as a walking tree. Because the way the branches come out, the roots come down, the branch goes out a little further, and roots come down again, it just walks and takes care of the territory. It does everything. It helps filter the water, it takes all the impurities out of it, cleans the water. And my grandfather used to joke about the red mangrove tree held Florida together. When hurricanes come through, all it would do was blow the leaves off of it. Everything else would be okay because the top canopies are real soft and they bend a lot, and it's a very deep-rooted tree. And it's one of the slowest growing trees in North America. It is a slow guy. All right, let me take you out and find some more gators out here in the big lake. I can't stop down here. Hey. Come on.
Here it comes.
Yeah, I need to get out here. Don't follow me up.
He's looking.
Come on, Junior. What's the matter with you? Come on. Come on. There you go. Come on, make noise. It's kind of an instinct thing. They hear something hit the water, they almost have to come to it until it gets used to me doing it. Come on. Come on.
Yeah,
You don't want to.
Stay back there.
yeah.
What he did was the last boat that leaves, he follows it out. As the boat moves forward, these are squarebacks. As the boat moves forward, it causes turbulence. If there's any blue crabs on the bottom, if there's any soft-shell turtles, it picks them up and flips them over, and they follow them out and just feed on them as they're going out. So he's thinking the same thing. I just ate down here. I ain't moving nowhere. Come on. Come on. Let me turn the boat around. I usually have to. Let's do a little half circle here.
Here he comes.
Come on, bud. down bottom, they got one right in the middle that points out. That one that points out is an egg tooth. He uses that to cut his way out of the eggs. The eggs are not like a chicken egg, crumble. They're actually like almost like leather. They're like a turtle egg. They're real soft. So he cuts his way out of there. Now, in the course of his lifetime, out here in the wild, 60, 65 years, he'll lose over 2,000 teeth. But you'll never see an alligator missing a tooth. Here's their little trick. Every tooth in his mouth is just like this one. It's hollow. The new tooth is already growing right up inside there. Grows up about that far until this one gets loose and gets knocked off. Then it continues to grow. Let me spin close around again. Get out of the way from the trees. North America is the only place where we have alligators and crocodiles that do habitat the same waterways. We have saltwater crocs here in Florida. They mostly hang out down on the shoreline because they're not very sociable. They're not like gators. Gators got a personality. He has a tongue and he has taste buds with personality. He'll usually come up to the boat. Come on. But a crocodile, he sees you, he's going to run away from you, he's going to turn and fight. There's nothing in between. What's the matter, bud? Too many boats running today?
How fast can they?
They're extremely fast. Michael Phelps fastest time he ever recorded was 6.4 mile an hour. These guys cruise at 12 and can get burst up to 18.
Wow.
And on land, they're just about as fast. Hey, Junior, come on over here.